Hi, welcome to English Academy 101. My name is Michael, and I'm here to help you with your English learning journey. Today, we are going to learn about adverbs of frequency. First, we are going to look at adverbs of indefinite frequency. Second, we will look at adverbs of definite frequency. Lastly, we will go over adverb position. If you would like to skip ahead to any part in today's lesson, we have added video chapters below that you can select. Adverbs of indefinite frequency help describe how much we do something, but doesn't define the exact amount of time. You can use always to talk about doing something 100% of the time. For example, I always work out in the morning. You can use usually to talk about doing something around 90% of the time. For example, I usually drink coffee in the morning. You can use normally or generally to talk about doing something around 80% of the time. For example, she normally eats with us, or she generally eats with us. You can use often or frequently to talk about doing something around 70% of the time. For example, I often eat at this restaurant, or I frequently eat at this restaurant. A small note though, when talking in everyday life, the differences between usually, normally, generally, often, and frequently are not that great. In fact, you can use these adverbs interchangeably without any real change in meaning. You can use sometimes to talk about doing something 50% of the time. For example, I sometimes read books. You can use occasionally to talk about doing something 30% of the time. For example, I occasionally go to the beach. You can use seldom to talk about doing something 10% of the time. For example, I seldom eat vegetables. You can use hardly ever and rarely to talk about doing something 5% of the time. For example, I hardly ever drive, or I rarely drive. A small note though, when talking in everyday life, the differences between seldom, hardly ever, and rarely are not that great. In fact, you can use these adverbs interchangeably without any real change in the meaning. You can use never to talk about doing something 0% of the time. For example, I never lie to my friends. Next, let's look at adverbs of definite frequency. They allow us to be more specific when talking about frequency. We can use adverbs of definite frequency with numbers using the following formula: number plus times plus a plus time period, such as once a day, twice a day, 3 times a day, 4 times a day, 5 times a week, 6 times a month, 7 times a year. For example, I brush my teeth twice a day. We can use adverbs of definite frequency with time periods, such as daily, weekly, monthly, annually. For example, he goes to the gym daily. We can use adverbs of definite frequency with the word every, using the following formulas: every plus number plus time period, such as every 2 days, every 3 days, every 4 days, every 5 weeks, every 6 months, every 7 years. For example, I go to the dentist every 6 months. We can also use every with every plus time period, such as every day, every week, every month, every year, every decade. For example, I go to school every day. There are 3 main positions for adverbs in a sentence: subject plus adverb plus verb. For example, I always fasten my seatbelt in the car. I sometimes sing while cleaning the house. She hardly visits me. Subject plus be plus adverb. For example, she is never happy. They are always on time. He is sometimes funny. There are some adverbs of frequency that you can use at the beginning of a sentence with a comma. For example, occasionally, I go to the park. Normally, I don't study for exams. However, you can't use the following adverbs of frequency at the beginning of a sentence: always, ever, hardly, never, rarely, seldom. If you would like some more practice with adverbs of frequency, check out our website, EnglishAcademy101.com, where we have included some additional exercises. We've included a link in the description below. That's it for now. Don't forget to keep studying your English.